Welcome guys. Today I got top 10 best FPS games for Android and iOS devices. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Number 10. Morphight. Morphight is an atmospheric explorative sci-fi shooter game. If you are unfamiliar with Morphight, the closest thing I can think to compare it to is the console and PC release of No Man's Sky. Just like in No Man's Sky, you are tasked with flying from planet to planet in order to collect resources, but in this instance, you will also be asked to complete the many missions given to you by your mentor as well as other NPCs. Highlight of this game, clearly, is its low-poly graphics. They contain just enough detail to give the game a very stylized look, while not adding too much overhead with a crazy amount of high-res textures. If you happen to be looking for a quality space exploration shooter with some great graphics, an intriguing universe, real-time space battles, and an honest pricing model, Morphight is most definitely it. Number 9. Pure Sniper. Pure Sniper is an exciting and realistic sniper shooting game with a massive campaign mode that can be played offline, and a real-time multiplayer PvP combat mode. This sniper shooter game includes many challenging modes, and over 400 missions, several secondary missions, and many special events celebrated regularly. Overall, Pure Sniper is a great game and worth playing. In my thoughts, the game is really good, and keeps you engaged throughout the gameplay. Playing the game monotonously will bore you. All in all, the game is worth trying. Number 8. Into the Dead 2. Into the Dead 2 is a zombie apocalypse game that has you fighting the undead with a variety of weapons like chainsaws, crossbows, machine guns, explosives and more. The game will captivate you with its engrossing story, which has multiple endings depending on what choices you make. Into the Dead 2 offers pretty much everything you could want in a zombie shooter. Graphical pop-ups aside, it's atmospheric and looks great, it's very gory, it's got plenty of guns and solid gameplay. Number 7. Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf is an offline neo-noir sniper game. In the game, you get to control Lone Wolf, a hitman who is out for revenge on a mafia boss who killed his family. A total of 35 missions in the game make you try out rifles, sniper rifles and pistols through various life ages of the lead character. Lone Wolf certainly managed to impress me with its amazing scripting, captive background music and the smooth and crisp gameplay. Not for once did I feel that the game is getting repetitive or boring. So for those who like first-person shooting games, and are fans of movies made around the idea like American Sniper and Shooter, this game is highly recommended. Number 6. Battle Ops. Battle Ops is a fast-paced offline first-person shooter game. The game provides a complete campaign as its main feature. There are multiple levels, and they are all packed with fast-paced action. All the missions are set in a linear pattern, which means there is a set route that you follow to complete the mission. However, it would have been much better to offer the player some flexibility in how they choose to attempt a mission, rather than have them follow a set route. Nevertheless, the campaign is still enjoyable to an extent. It does feel satisfying as you charge your way towards victory through a wave of enemies. Number 5. Velocity Rush Z. Velocity Rush Z is a first-person shooter with parkour elements. The game very similar to Dying Light 2, but it is for Android devices. Fast and high-action gameplay makes game more enjoyable. With the low-poly graphics, you can play this game even low-end devices. If you're looking for fast-paced offline first-person shooter game, I highly recommend it to you. Number 4. Combat Master. Combat Master is an FPS featuring quality graphics and engaging gameplay. It's all about skill. There are no pay-to-win elements. There is no auto-fire or aim snap, which means it's a treat for hardcore gamers, and not so much for beginners. It features multiple maps, each catering to different playstyles. So, as maps change, you will have to adapt accordingly, or the result might not be the best. As you advance, you get to upgrade your weapons, and even customize them according to your preferences. The detailed customization options are what make Combat Master stand out from other similar games. The game has decent graphics overall, and you won't need a really high-end device to crank the visuals to ultra. Anyone who's looking for fast-paced action in a relatively small package should definitely try out Combat Master for themselves. Number 3. Bright Memory. Bright Memory is an intense and imaginative 3D first-person shooter action game hybrid. You play as Sheila, a young woman working for the Science Research Organization, who is tasked with stopping an evil military group known only as Psi from retrieving an ancient power. Despite the game only offering roughly an hour of gameplay, it still manages to be a pleasant and immersive experience. Despite its poorly thought-out controls, Bright Memory is an engaging first-person shooter with beautiful graphics set in a unique world. But it comes at a steep price considering that the game offers only an hour of gameplay. Still, Bright Memory is a fun game with unique weapons and intriguing enemies. Number 2. Rise of Demons. Rise of Demons is a first-person shooter title clearly inspired by Doom, one of the granddaddies of the FPS genre. Rise of Demons shares a lot in common with Doom, including mechanics, gameplay, and an overall focus on destroying all sorts of demons. It isn't afraid to throw players into a proper monster shootout, and surviving will require agile maneuvering and making skilled use of the game's array of weapon choices. In the game, players can slide, throw grenades, leap through the air, and swap weapons by cycling through them in a small inventory. As players progress through the waves, they'll add new guns to their arsenal, providing additional firepower and new strategic options for engaging with the demonic enemies. Overall, Rise of Demons has a long way to go before it becomes the kind of game that players can stick with for days or weeks on end. I was stunned by its visuals and character design, and the sound effects and UI get the job done well enough. Ultimately, it has its bright sides, but there's still so much progress to be made before it becomes a dynamo of a shooter game. Number 1. Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation is a survival horror game with infrequent save points. You will explore, get into vents, hide in various places, and more as you try to survive and progress. The save system is very different from what I expected. When you find a new save point and save, you can't immediately save again, and have to wait for a set amount of time. This adds to the tension and strategy as you have to decide when to save, because even that isn't immediate. Considering Alien Isolation was originally a PC and console game, I was hoping for robust controller support at least. Alien Isolation has full touchscreen support, which works great, full controller support, and even keyboard and mouse support on iPad. If you've not played Alien Isolation before, the mobile version is phenomenal. I highly recommend it. And there you have it, guys, top 10 best offline FPS games for mobile devices. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button to support the channel. And if you're new here, why not subscribe to the channel? We put out new videos every single week and you don't want to miss out. I will see you the next time.